हीरा मंडी में अंग्रेजों का नहीं, मल्लिकाजान का सिक्का चलता है।
So, Filme Shilmy has been pretty busy with the coverage for Heera Mandi. We've been doing so many talent interviews, but I think one that I've been particularly excited about and keen about is with Taha Shah Badussha, who has definitely been the absolute crush on the internet, and everyone is talking about Tajdar. So, firstly, Taha, it's so wonderful to have you, and congratulations on such a wonderful role and a beautiful opportunity. So, talk to me. How are you
Thank
feeling?
you.
You've just come back from Cannes. I mean, from Heera Mandi to Cannes. I mean, it's been quite crazy, I'm sure. So, talk me through your emotions right now.
Man, to be very honest, I'm extremely grateful. When it takes you 15 years to achieve a small percentage of recognition, you are very humbled and you value every single audience member who's out there sending you messages and trying to get in touch with you and, commenting and following you and, sharing your post and making edits. It is really a miracle.
Hmm.
It's really it's something magical which has happened. Something I did not expect at all. In fact, I really thought that I would come out of this as, yes, a good actor, but becoming what the internet has made me, and it's not the internet but the people.
Hmm.
I am the people's, as they call it, the people made me, man. So I'm the people's champ. I
100%.
am one of the people. you know I hope that they can see their dreams and their passions and their desires to become something in life through me, with 15 years of relentlessness, one day, just with blind faith that one day God will be kind and God will make that sun rise for me,
Hmm.
and he did, with all thanks to Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir, and all thanks to Netflix, which has put us on a global, global platform. So I'm very, very thankful to them. And more than that, I am very, very thankful to my mother.
Hmm.
That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling so emotional at times that I start crying. I well up. When people are saying, you made me believe in dreams. You made me believe in love. And my mom is here, and she, everybody told her that, why you supporting him for so long? He needs to get into something else. And all your other family members, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your aunties, uncle, everybody's telling her that, that why are you doing this? And she's like, no, I know it. I know it. And so this struggle, this journey is maybe 20% mine, but 80% hers, and for her. And that's how I'm feeling, man. I'm feeling so proud that I could make my mom proud, so proud that I could keep her word, that keep her faith. And and now is my turn to take her around the globe, to give her all the respect that she deserves. And that's how I'm feeling, man. I'm feeling bloody grateful.
Bless you. Bless you. I know it's not been easy as well because, and the good thing about you as well, Taha, so many times we've spoken about, you know, uh, getting that opportunity, which really one feels wholesome about as an actor, right? I mean, it's taken you a long time to get here, but I think the one thing that I loved about you is the persistence that you've had. You've never ever allowed yourself to get bitter about anything. You've always been like, okay, what's the solution? How do we combat this? So I guess even this mindset that you have, I think Tajdar in many ways actually kind of has a lot of personality traits which is very similar to you. I mean, when I watched the series, when I got the episodes, I was like, there's so many elements of you in him. Did you also feel that when you actually prepared for the character?
I was selected for a 3-day role, which you hardly see. It was just some guy standing in the back.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and I was an extra. It was almost like an extra role. And then he increased my role to Balraj.
Hmm.
Then when I did the look test, and then he saw something, and he had already signed on somebody else for the lead, and he had like the biggest people, wanting to get that role.
Right.
But out of all of them, with God's blessings, he said that I see something in your eyes, and you are my Tajdar, dude. I'm telling you, it's like that moment was yes, like right now, like 5 minutes back. It's like fresh in my mind. I was completely zonked. I didn't know whether this was a dream, whether I was going to wake up now in any second. What did he just say? Did he actually say what I just heard? So I was just like poker face, and he's like, "You don't want it." I'm like, I don't understand what's happening at the moment. I'm sorry. Are you serious?
Hmm.
And then he's like, go home and come back tomorrow for the look test. And when I left, I closed the door behind me. And that's when I knew when the door bang closed, that's when I realized that I'm not in a dream. This is a reality. And this just happened. And I've been called in to play the lead role out of like so many people, right? I was not selected yet, but even the opportunity of getting that, then it's about all the preparation that I have been doing for 15 years, and try to put my best foot forward, which happened. And that's how basically by the end of it, took me a few months after that, but that's how I landed the role. And
Hmm.
yeah, man, it's really nothing less than a miracle. Like I'm saying, it's nothing less than a miracle.
Amazing, amazing. No, for sure. But I think, like I was all saying, the character, there's such like he said, a twinkle in his eye. There's that sense of effervescence, that josh jo kehte hain, zindagi ke liye. And I think that you also have those traits within you as well. Even I think
No,
the
100%. I think that's right. You were asking me about how you resonate with the character. No, 100%. I feel that Tajdar, first of all, is a man of passion. He's a man of, like you said, he decides on something, and then all his efforts are in that direction. Besides that, I also resonated with Taj because Taj from his heart is a lover boy,
Hmm.
right? He wants to love one woman. And I think over the years, especially when I was younger, I really fell in love hard, and everything would just be for the woman. Like her dreams would be my dreams. I want to make her happy. I would sacrifice for her. Whatever happened in that relationship is all good, but I felt that way, I'm saying. And that's how Taj feels. And, in this day and age, in the last few years, I think I've become really patriotic because you start realizing how much the country has done for you,
Hmm.
you know. But the thing is that how much have you done for the country is the question, and now I'm trying to give back by being part of foundations, being part of NGOs, coming to Cannes and supporting, the India Pavilion, and going out there and networking with everybody internationally so that hopefully I can put India, which is already on the map, but I can at least try and push it in any little direction that I can. What can I do for the country? So
Hmm.
I believe that I definitely resonate in all these areas as Taj. And yeah, that's why I think he's also very earnest as a character.
Hmm.
He's very earnest as a person, and I feel that maybe I have some traits of that. I hopefully I do. I try to be as earnest as possible.
Yeah. No, definitely that you definitely have. But also another thing that I picked up on, and because I've heard so many stories about you and Auntie, and I know obviously the bond you share with her is so beautiful. And I think the bond that I see with Tarzan and Kutsia, his grandmother, that was so touching. And I think it's very fascinating because even in Bansali's universe, he always has this very amicable sort of bond between a grandparent and their grandchild, or someone who's a bit more elderly with the younger generation. But for you, did you ever have to reflect on your bond with your mom as well when you were reflecting that bond that Tajdar has with Kutsia as well?
See, I've used my, my mom and me are so close. I think I've used my mom in so many scenes. I've substituted her in so many scenes. Yes, of course, I have used my mom's imagination and, kind of like pasted her face on Farida ma'am's face, in her eyes. And when I look at ma'am's eyes, Farida ji's eyes, I see my mom looking at me. I see my mom loving me.
Hmm.
And I think the tone of the voice that actually came, when a couple of years ago, when I had fallen in love, I was with this girl who made me feel like a baby,
Oh.
right? And so I started talking like a baby to her, and she would talk like a baby to me, and that opened up a very new dimension in my mind, in me as being just always. Otherwise, I'm quite like a strict regime kind of a routine kind of a person. She broke that, and I used that, so I derived that tonal range with my mom's, face substituted for mam's, and I feel that that's how I was, that relationship came up, and to be very honest, Farida ma'am is so warm and
Hmm.
so full of joy that it's not difficult, because when you look into her eyes, she's giving you a lot.
Hmm.
The way she speaks, the way she holds herself, you want to care for her. She wants to. She gives you so much care that you, as an actor, you just like everybody knows, acting is reacting.
Hmm.
So when you're getting something, you just react very kind of the way that you would react in that situation. Except, of course, a lot of technical terms in the acting technical terms are used, but besides that, I think Farida ma'am is so brilliant and so natural.
Hmm.
So just being with her just was easy for me to feed off.
Correct. Absolutely. I think that definitely came across when we watched it on screen. It's
It's so
quite
glad.
ironic because you did a series called Taj, and now your character is called Taj.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Taj is my name, man.
Yeah.
Taj is like how in the past how Salman Bhai, whatever, he got the name Prem,
Him. Yeah.
how Shah Rukh sir got the name Rahul, how Bachchan Saab got the name Vijay.
Exactly.
So things like that. So I think that Taj has something to do with me. And it's Tajdar Baloch and it's Taha Badussha, it's TB and TB. I
Yeah.
mean, there has to be something going on here, man. Nothing just happens. So I definitely feel there's some universe playing some game, and we're just a small part of it.
Definitely. No, but I was going to say though, because obviously that was also like a period of a historical sort of setting as well. I mean, that was, I think,
Yes,
around the Mughal Empire. But
yes.
obviously, here the world is obviously a lot more after that. But given the fact that you've had experience of, indulging in a costume drama of sorts, the fact that you've kind of had those very palatial sets as well, how much did that familiarity, if at all, actually help you with Heeramandi in terms of getting using the exteriors to help you with your interior as an actor?
Would have to say 99% no, or 95% no,
Okay.
right? Uh, but sorry, yeah, but the language, because we're both speaking Urdu, right? So that definitely kind of helped me out in this setting, right? But this whole setting was, as Heeramandi and Taj, divided by blood, is so different that I did not. I mean, even my character was so different. Murad from Tajdar, there is no similarity whatsoever,
Hmm.
right? In the body language, in the way they speak, in the tonal, in the expressions, So there's nothing similar. So, but what I can say is that when you're in that setting as an actor, it gives you, it takes you back into that time zone and makes you live, because you're seeing the walls, you're seeing the furniture around you, you're seeing the people dress up around you. Forget the technical team and the crew, which is all over the place, but just in general, you're sitting in that room and you have all the furniture which is of that time and that day, and the clothes you wear, the style that you have. So with all your environment, I definitely feel that it helps me quite a lot to kind of live that life, to breathe that life. So yeah.
Mm. For sure. I think, just going back to that interaction that you had with Mr. Bhansali, and I think somewhere now, actually thinking about it, it almost feels like perhaps he saw a younger self of him in you, I think, to an extent, because he's very close to his mum as well. That's one thing that obviously we all are aware of, that the love that he has for his mother is so beautiful to see. And the bond that you share, of course, with your mum is also so close. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was also maybe a factor that really kind of, um, maybe cemented in his decision. But mind you, I don't think at that point he probably knew so much about you, right? At that point when he first met you.
I don't think he knew much about my relationship with my mother. He knew about, of course, my career or whatever my career was, but I think mostly it was him going with his intuition because that's the kind of person he is. He's
Hmm.
kind of connected with the superpower up there, and whatever comes through him, he just kind of like flows. It just flows out, you know.
Hmm.
And he's very honest. Whether he likes you or dislikes you or wants you or doesn't want you, he will 100% say it on your face,
Yeah.
you know. So for him to, what I do think that he did see,
Hmm.
like I said, it was two things. One is earnestness in my
Hmm.
eyes, and second is I feel the fire that I have due to 15 years of not really achieving anything,
Correct.
and and trying my best but failing miserably over and over again. So I believe that he sees that, and he can see through your soul, man.
Hmm.
This man is such a genius. He can see through your soul and understand the kind of person that you are. It's
Yeah.
it's a it's a it's a it's a God gift that he has, which I'm sure he has honed over the years, but definitely a gift.
100%. It's been 14 years since you've kind of been the business, if not more, I think. Um,
Yeah, about 14, 15 years, yeah.
about 14, 15 years. Uh, Again, Taha, you've always had this hero quality in you. Uh, I think there's been times when you and I have had conversations, and I've always said that as well. Like, there's always been this thing where you have that screen presence. You've always had it. But, somehow, even though, like I said before, that you've never gotten bitter about anything and you've always been very solution driven, has there ever been times when you just thought, मेरे साथ क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? Like क्या कमी रह गई है? And at that point, how did you deal and overcome that? Because obviously it's not easy, right? Rejections are never easy to go through.
Yeah, man, countless times, countless times I've like, dude, I'm putting in the efforts, I'm doing all my classes, the films that I'm doing, I'm getting great responses. I've not got any bad reviews about my performance in any of my films.
Hmm.
I'm hungry, I am driven, I'm persistent, I make sacrifices. Then what is missing is sometimes I even thought, is it these stones? Am I supposed to put some stones in my hand? Will that help me out? Do I have to go to Big Boss maybe to get famous? Do I have to, I don't know, do some business and try and earn some money and try and make my own film?
Hmm.
Like literally, I've gone through the range. Like what is wrong with me? You
Hmm.
know, and I have cried. I have beaten myself. Literally, I've just like I thought got angry and I've beaten myself. Because I'm like, it's almost like I was punishing myself. I don't know for what, but I was punishing myself.
Hmm.
You know, like that's gonna get me something. It's all this is just some sort of madness, and I now realize that when your time comes, it comes, but you have to. Every day is a new sunrise, and every day is a new opportunity,
Hmm.
you know. And every day you have to keep working. People think that, you go to set and you're shooting and that is work. That is not work, man.
Hmm.
My guru said, and I'll never forget what he said. He said on a regular day job that people have, right? 9 to 5. So that's what he was, one of the people who had a 9 to 5 job. He was a doctor. So he said, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what you do between 9 and 5. It matters what you do between 5 and 9 that makes you who you are.
Oh,
It's the time that you're not on set makes you who you are. It's the efforts that you put in when nobody is watching you. It's the sacrifices that you do when nobody is watching you, right? That is what pays off in the end. It's one brick at a time, and how well you can place that one brick,
Mm.
and you build that house slow and steady. Just keep building and not wondering, like, oh my God, this house is not built. I'm trying my best. Of course, that thought's going to come. But again, get back to that one thing in your mind, which is to place this brick the best way that I can possible. This brick can be your skill that you're learning in that day, whether it be dance, whether it be action, whether it be voice, whether it be juggling, I don't know, anything. It can be your networking, one person that you meet, another person, one audition, second audition, 1,000 auditions. Just keep building, right? And I
Mm.
believe that for me, it's my routine that I have set for myself, especially working out. I work out a lot, as you already know,
Mm.
right? And I believe that I work out so much that my body is in pain. It's in so much pain that the mental pain that I have, it's kind of less, because you're like, oh my God, my back. Oh my God, my knees. Oh God, I need to get up
It's
more. And
distracting
then,
it, right?
yeah, it's distracting you. And I'd rather have this pain than that pain where I'm like bogging myself down. In
Mm.
this one, I'm pushing myself ahead, and then I'll sleep, I'll get a massage or whatever the hell I need to do, I'll do. But then again, next day I'm on it,
Mm.
So I believe it's first of all blind faith, bro. Second of all, you keep a routine for yourself. Every day is a new day. You just keep hammering away, hammering away. And
Mm.
like that film that Nawazuddin Siddiqui sir did, um, जब तक तोड़ेंगे नहीं, तब तक छोड़ेंगे नहीं.
Bilkul, absolutely. No, so wonderful. But I think it's very commendable with what you said, and I couldn't agree more to it. But I think somewhere, I can't help but think about when you just said, you were punishing yourself. You said something along those lines just now in your response. And, to an extent, like if we think about Mr. Bhansali's works and a lot of his cinema mirrors the theme of loss of innocence. And I think to an extent, I think Tajdar also goes through that. I think Heeramandi is literally an embodiment about loss of innocence. Uh, do you feel, Taha, as well, that somewhere within you, especially during this hardship or maybe this whole struggle, I don't really like to use the word struggle, but this whole hustle period, let's say, do you feel like you lost your innocence a lot quickly as well?
I mean, it's a growth of life, bro. I mean, innocence going is not a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's really nothing to think about. I mean, as life progresses, you have to take on the challenges and stop trying to hold on to the supposed innocence. The
Hmm.
innocence is in your craft. The innocence is your curiosity. Don't lose your curiosity of how you, and don't lose the ability or the need or the desire to keep learning.
Hmm.
That is your innocence. When you lose that and then you go astray, that's when you completely lose your innocence. I mean, I
Hmm.
believe that I've still kind of, maybe I'd caged my innocence because I knew I had to be the way people are to me, so I have to be that way, you know.
Hmm.
But I've never ever, I mean, had maybe I've had like some kind of, maybe I've gotten angry and I want to, like, oh, I'm going to do this to this person. But now, all those people who have done bad to me, man, or like who have broken my heart, or who have made false promises, and and lots of things.
Hmm.
Right today, right now, I don't hold grudges. Today, right now, I have put everything behind me, and this is literally my rebirth.
Hmm.
Right. So I feel like innocence is something that you can call upon
Hmm.
if you keep your curiosity and your desire to learn and be a student of life. Your innocence will never go.
Sure, sure. It's revolutionary indeed, and I think even all your characters, even if I look at them, right, no matter what film it is, no matter what strand, I think there's always been that sense of a fighter within you. There's been that sense of a rebel, even if he is someone who's a bit more on the negative spectrum. Um, and I think that's something that has definitely been an innate thing within you. But I think there's always, I think the issue that has always been, though, if I'm really honest, is that there's been a box. There's always been a certain set criteria that the system has had for actors. And until or unless that that actor does not fill in that box or suit that criteria of what a mainstream commercial Hindi film hero should be, they're often quite sidelined and pushed on the side. But I want to ask you, do you think that's changing now? And to what extent do you think? I mean, I know it sounds like a very obvious thing, but in terms of Heera Mandi now emerging, what changes would you like to now see in terms of the roles that you're approached with? So it's a two-part question.
And I believe that the OTT platforms have changed the kind of belief, and now people are getting the kind of roles that suit a certain type of personality, and if it suits their personality, they kind of get it. Of course, relationships matter. I'm not going to deny that. Relationships matters. Your hustle matters. How many auditions. It's a numbers game. The more auditions you do, the more people the more good work you do. There's a lot of things which are part and parcel of, especially for somebody who's come from outside. For somebody who is an insider, or whose family has been in this industry, they have a different ball game to play altogether,
That's true.
right? I didn't hope anything, to be very honest. Whatever is coming to me, and all the love and all the adulation, and just people approaching me in Cannes, and countless people approaching me in Cannes, recognizing me as Tajdar. That's really all one can ask for, man. To be loved as an actor, that's what you want. You want the appreciation of you being a good actor, number one, and then of course a good person, number two, and just getting that love. And that's what I want. I want more love. I'm very hungry for love. I'm very hungry to push out, my country, India, to the world. My dream is to, like, hopefully have my film open at the Cannes Film Festival. Why not? Why not? Why not? And what kind of roles am I expecting? I want to be a versatile actor. I don't want to stick just to, let's say, romance right now, or just stick to, like, historicals. I believe it's I want to do stories on inspiration. I want to do inspirational stories. I want to do stories where people are, when they watch it and then they come out of it, they feel like, I can do this.
Josh.
I can follow my dream. That's something I really want to feel. I want to stand up for my family. If something does wrong, and then I want to fight, and I want to stand up for them. Those are kind of films that I want. Really emotionally charged up films. And then of course some films which are social cause, where I can, like, spread the message to my audience, so that I can make people aware of certain subjects that they might not be aware of. So really quite a large range and gamut of films that I would like to do. And I don't only this much of a life, so let's see what I get.
No, 100%. And I think, you know what, one thing that Heera Mandi has done, and I know obviously it's a fictional story, which is obviously inspired by certain things that have happened. I mean, the historical aspect has been a very interesting subject on the internet. I'm not gonna lie, reading up about it. But one thing it has definitely really made me realize is that how courtesans really did fight for the freedom movement of India. For example, like Aziz Bai, I've been referencing in all my interviews, right? She really fought in the 1857 rebellion about against the British for that. So I think now as well, because I think I'm loving this side to you where you really are driven to really give back to India and to the country. And given the fact that you've actually performed in such a role as well, how much has it also, I think, doing the series really awakened you for the sacrifices? And I know you mentioned this in your initial response, but I'd love for you to elaborate on that, about your experiences of realizing what the freedom struggle really was about.
Man, to be honest, no one can. I can't even talk about no one. I can talk about myself, and I would say that I would never know what they feel. I never. This is just a conceptualization or an imagination process, in which I think I know what they feel. I really don't. What they must have been going through must have been very, very different and very, very difficult, right? But what I can bring to the table is that I can bring my experiences, and what I understand is that pain, pain is something that everybody feels. Maybe there's a level of that pain, there's a level of anger, there's a level of certain emotions, and as an actor. But what I do know is that any sort of fight for independence or freedom always roots from love,
Correct.
right? And when you catch that nerve, and when you are going to pick anything, man, my country, let's say you're fighting for the country. For me, it's me fighting for my mother.
Indeed.
That's love, right? So if somebody hurts her, then that hurts me, and therefore now I'm going to stand up, right? So for me, my mother is my country, my mother is my God, right? So I derive emotions like this because, of course, I cannot think what other people are thinking and how they felt so many years ago. But I think that pain or any sort of emotions are all felt by all of us on a daily basis. Most of the emotions are felt through us on a daily basis. I just feel that as an actor, it just gives me a chance to kind of level that up and down. How much to show where.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that this is my thoughts. I'm sorry I wouldn't be able to understand what the true freedom fighters have fought for because there's nobody like them, to be honest.
Absolutely. No, very well said. But look, Taha, I know you've got to rush because you're so busy right now, and as you should be. But heartiest congratulations to you on Heeramandi. Honestly, I think I was the most happy
Thank you.
person when I got to watch the series. I was like, I mean, I think you obviously know how happy I was. So,
I
it
do.
was so amazing. Honestly, it was really great. And I made this love continue to pour in for you, and I can't wait to catch up with you super soon when you're here in London next. So
I will be coming. I'll be letting you know of my plans. Let's do something. All right,
definitely.
but thank you, Anuj, for having me. I really appreciate you. I appreciate everything, and you standing by me when I was in London and I had nothing. You took me out, and I really appreciate that. So thank
Honestly,
you, and thank
no,
you,
it's all love. It's all love, and it's your dedication to the craft, and I'm really proud. So well done. Cool.
thank you, sir.
Thank
Take
you,
care,
Tara.
buddy.
See you later. Bye.
Take care, buddy. Bye, buddy.